In this video, we are going to take a look at connections on an Atom Premium Multimedia display. Atom Multimedia display comes in two options. We have Master, which is a combination of Atom processor and auxiliary screen. Then we have Processor, which can be paired with any auxiliary screen. We will be using an Atom processor in this video. Now, let us take a look at the connections on an Atom processor. Starting from the top right corner, we have the emergency input power. This is rated at 12 volt and can be used if you require the display to operate on 12 volt emergency backup when there is a mains power failure. Next one is input power. Atom is supplied with a 24 volt DC power supply, and our recommendation is to use this power supply. Please note that the display and processor can operate from 13 volt to 24 volt DC. But if it is driving an auxiliary display using the 12 volt output on the Atom, then it is a requirement to power the processor or display using 24 volt DC. The input power connector has got reverse polarity protection. This is a measure in place to protect the device if the input wires are the wrong way around. Next, we have two speaker connectors labeled AUD. This is the audio output for both lift related announcement and also multimedia. The output volume can be adjusted using the trim port labeled ADJ. There are two USB ports on the processor. There's one here, there's one here. These USB ports can be used for applications such as updating the firmware, layout and speech files. Our recommendation is to use drives that are USB 2.0 in 8 to 32 GB size range, which are FAT32 formatted. Then we have two HDMI output ports. Use HDMI 1 if the auxiliary display is powered by the Atom processor, and use HDMI 2 if the auxiliary display is powered by an external power supply. Next, we have the LAN port, which is here. This can be used for networking the display for multimedia applications. A micro USB port is supplied. This is used for debugging and is for internal use only. The two stack switches in this well, they are used for activating the on-screen menu. Pressing both the switches together will activate the menu, and it can be used to enable or disable modes like power saving. Next, we have the EMD input. This is the serial data input from the Dewhurst encoder. Please take note that this input is polarity sensitive, and therefore D and DR must be wired correctly. We have two output power connections on the Atom. They are 12 volt and 5 volt. Use the 12 volt output to power Dewhurst auxiliary screens or open frames as they are commonly known. Please use an external 12 volt supply if the screen size is larger than 15 inch. The 5 volt output can be used to drive devices like media converters, which are used to extend the range of LAN. To access the datasheet or install guide, you can scan this QR code.